ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are jumping into game number 3 of Degenerate 5 versus the Fire Carrots. Actually, in just a moment, we're going to update this as we are switching sides once again. This time around, Fire Carrots back into the position they played in the first game. And maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable on that side of things. We'll see if they can make it happen this round. But Degenerate 5 on the blue side, they are going to have the opportunity to first pick this time around. And that's a big deal. We've seen both games around. Will it be Caitlyn that goes a third time in King Kong Gun? Will it be Vanderday? Will he pick something else? We'll find out. Other than King Kong Gun on this Caitlyn, is there anyone else you either want to see change up their champion or continue to play their champion in this game 3 match point?
I already said in the last game I would like to see Joseph on a more of a carry. As I said, he did outlane ability in game 1 and was the source of the majority of Fire Ferret's advantage. So putting, I made the analogy to putting Faker on Karma, let's put Dosob on something that he's really good at and that he can carry. That's the primary thing I'd like to see put up. Homemade Pancakes, also putting him on a playmaker would probably be a good idea, and probably banning away Xyleflame Zac. I think sticking with that ban from game 1 would be a good idea, because basically all of D5's advantage came from Xyleflame in one respect or another. He was everywhere, always ganking, and once he got an advantage, he tower dove a lot. So I would definitely say that banning away Xyleflame, keeping him off of that Zac would be a good idea, and Dosob picking a carry. I'm not sure about King Kong Gun's Caitlyn. Caitlyn's a really safe laner, but I would say maybe hold the Caitlyn pickup until later, so then they can maybe get a
Counter pick.
Not a counter pick, because Caitlyn counters just about everybody, but I would want to see them do something, a champion that more counters the whole team. It's like if you see a team as ADC that has 4 assassins, and yeah, there's the band that I was looking for, that has 4 assassins on it, maybe picking in the immobile AD carry is not a very good idea. Maybe picking up something a little more along the lines of a Xayah, who actually kind of likes getting jumped on.
Are you certain?
So, yeah, I would probably say holding the ADC pickup and maybe using the first pick to secure a more priority pick for, say, Homemade Pancakes. And that's 2 bans tossed towards Xyleflame, and if he hasn't deserved it, I don't know who does. Also, Prank Guru in the top lane. I would like to see Hashcode pick up something that's not Troll.
Yeah, that was an interesting choice, and there may have been a very small chance that he, again, because he had hovered Teemo in the game 1, that he was hovering Teemo game 2, and then accidentally just had it locked in last second because he didn't switch over in time. There's a lot of things that could be going on behind the scenes, but to keep the game going, because it is a tournament series, he decides to roll with it and play it through and did his best that he could. There's always that possibility. However, in a tournament series, perhaps you don't do those messing around, hovering the Teemo, that sort of thing, because it cost them a huge game, and now has put it at game point for Degenerate 5, which is huge. Something else I wanted to note is that Degenerate 5 has banned away Swain and LeBlanc every single game in their first ban phase, so they're obviously not wanting these 2 played. I'm wondering if Dosob has played those a really good extent. You can be sure that all of these players have OPGG'd that the enemy team has been playing, and so those may be his top 2 players, and by continuing to ban them away, they're forcing Dosob on something that he's not necessarily as used to, as he's potentially picking up a Karthus, but the Rakan and Xayah both picked up by Degenerate 5. That is a big deal.
Yeah, Xayah, Rakan, and Kaisa for Xyleflame in the jungle. Wow. That's a lot of damage and not a lot of tanky right now. However, the Xayah, Rakan combo, incredibly powerful, and getting something that's a little bit safer in the bot lanes probably. I mean, Ashe is really safe. Something that can deny engage. They're definitely going to want to pick up something sort of like a Janna. something to deny that engage, fired the tornado back toward the Zaya as she's trying to follow up on Rakan's engage. Nami also fits that bill. But is somebody listening to me? I think somebody's listening to me, Jake. Janna banned away, and if the next one's not Nami, then yeah. But basically, they just need disengage to keep Zaya and Rakan from just snowballing that bot side. We've seen Pixel Bleach and Renduri not even take over the bot side, but win matchups they had no business winning. They had 2 games in a row, but now they're going to be on the aggressor's role. The Master Yi banned away.
Maybe Fire Ferrets just kind of felt that they'd run out of champions to ban and decided just to throw a ban towards Master Yi. I've seen him picked up a little bit more often. He gets a pretty good late game, both wave clear and can easily get those resets in fights and just be untargetable so much of a late game fight. But interesting that they would ban him away this time around, as with so many squishy members already picked by Degenerate 5, you would almost guarantee they'd be looking for more tanky picks in these next two. We'll see, as it is Degenerate 5 2-0 and up, so they could be feeling confident. They could be picking something a little bit more fun, not too concerned about potentially throwing a game away. I'd like to see them go all out, though, and maybe this is the composition they feel most aggressively will be able to do that.
Karthus versus Karma, and the Heimerdinger hovered for Prankuru in the top lane. Oh no. Oh no, don't do it to him. Oh no. Oh, whew.
There's a lot. We'll let him troll through and figure out what he wants to pick, as it is going to be the Kled for the engage. Not necessarily considered the tankiest of champions, but an absolute monster when it comes to building up his team fights. But Gerbil locks in the Alistar. We have seen this composition from Gerbil and King Kong Gun before, and it has done good work for them. We'll see if it's enough to take on the Pixel Bleach Renduri combo in the bottom lane. The main thing is they need to come out of lane with Tristana a very, very far league ahead of Pixel Bleach, because so many times, even if you push Degenerate 5 down a little bit, they still come back in the mid to late game with those macro plays.
You see, the thing is, the Zaya combo is a little bit hard to overcome in lane. They just deal so much more damage than any other combination. However, the Alistar Tristana, definitely a decent combination. Ali comboing in and then Tristana jumping in on top of it. It does have a certain appeal, but it is very much counterable by Rakan and Zaya respectively. So Kai'Sa in the jungle, not something you see much anymore, but definitely still viable. Especially the combination when Rakan goes in at level 6, Kai'Sa can just be sitting in the brush and then ult in from nowhere. So they do have to be aware of that Kai'Sa can just appear out of nowhere and suddenly you have a 3v2 in the bot side.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we are going to go through, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, and run through the players and their champions, as this is Game 3 match point between Degenerate 5 and Fire Ferrets. For the Degenerate side, this time, potentially the last time, we'll see if it happens, Prankuru on Kled in the top lane, Xiaoflame with this Kai'Sa in the jungle, Avidity on Karma in the mid lane, Pixel Bleach with the Xayah bottom lane AD carry role, and Renduri on Rakan to finish off that lovers duo.
And for Fire Ferrets, we've got Hashcode on Olaf in the top lane, Homemade Pancakes taking Lee Sin in the jungle, Dosob on the Karthus in the mid lane, King Kong Gun on Tristana in the bottom lane ADC role, and Alistar rounding it out, Gerbil picking that one up as his final pick in the bot lane. So it's going to be looking like, shoot, I want to give the matchup advantage to Zaya and Rakan just because of the natural inborn synergy there. But Tristana and Alistar have a decent amount of synergy, so it's really going to come down to how they play. The thing is that Zaya likes getting engaged on. That's what the champion is designed to do. She sucks at pushing an advantage and picking people off without like blowing flash and her ultimate to get the snare down. However, when people jump into her, she deals a lot of damage with those feathers coming back. So Tristana and Alistar are going to have to be so cautious about how they pick their engages. Because if they go on Rakan, he can simply jump to Zaya then come back in with W, knock them up, and then jump back out. So like engaging onto Rakan is a terrible idea. They're gonna have to pick off Xayah if they get anybody, and even then, that's risky.
One of the members
Karma
though,
versus Karthus.
that I would just want to comment
the
really
heck?
quick. One of the members that can do that though is the Olaf on hash code, being able to run through all CC from the enemy team, not even caring, and going to be able to do a nice job of sticking to either Xayah or Kai'Sa and chase them down. Isn't concerned with any of those soft CCs or knockups, but he is not necessarily considered the tankiest of champions, and is going to take a little bit of time to farm into a position where those ganks can really get him steam rolling. But I do want to say before we started this game, ladies and gentlemen, let your voices be heard. There is a poll on the screen, bottom right hand corner. There's a little icon that you can click, and you can vote in a poll to see who do you think will win game number 3. Does Degenerate 5 have everything that they need in this very squishy lineup to finish off game number 3, or is it the time that Fire Ferrets with that Alistar Tristana bot lane combo can take it all the way to a finish and win with something that has worked well for them before, and now they're pulling it out in game number 3. Let your voices be heard. We'll be closing that poll in about at the 10-minute mark of game number 3. I'm really excited for this because Degenerate 5 has done so good, but all legends eventually fall. Maybe in this best of 5, this is the time that Degenerate 5 will finally falter and will show a little bit of weakness when it comes to being just gods of the game.
Legends never die. They become a part of you.
I love that song, actually. But the first time that it came out, I basically had it on repeat for like 4 hours straight.
I know you did, because like every time, like I was over at your house, and whenever I'd come back from working for Dylan there, it would always be just on your computer. I'm like, yep, he's still listening to this on repeat. For those of you who don't know, if you take YouTube and type in repeat behind the .com, it'll take any song and put it on an infinite loop. Pro tip.
Pro tip. But we'll see. I did say that they were going to fall, not die, because of course legends never die, they just respawn. But we'll see if Degenerate 5 can do it this time around. Hashcode, though, maybe starting it off in trouble as he is 2v1 already. Dosab showing up, trying to get some damage, but Avidity clears it with the slow and Xyle Flame in the jungle. Starts off with first blood for Degenerate 5. And Degenerate 5 starts off really well.
Oops. That's not good. That sucks. And you really don't want that on the pretty strongly scaling Kai'Sa there, giving her a bunch of extra gold. That's going to put her toward her jungle item even faster. She gets to go back and grab not just a Hunter's Machete, but she's also going to have the Hunter's Talisman too, so she's going to have more mana in the jungle, plus the lifesteal versus monsters. But Dosab trading pretty well with Avidity in the mid lane for absolutely no reason. There's nothing to be trading
you
about.
called trading just poking him with Skittles. That's possible. But I do have to assume
gosh, you're right.
that there was some expectation by the Olaf coming in for the invade. Oh, Renduri and Pixel Bleach feeling confident, come in, trying to harass Gerbil back using that early Q, throwing out those feathers. But it looks like they may decide to just go ahead and back off. Renduri did start now his Q for getting that extra little bit of a heal. To finish off what I was saying earlier, Prankuru started Bear Trap on a rope. So there was probably some assumption that Hashcode was going to try to get into that bush early, and they were prepared and ready for that. However, 1v1, it is a top lane Olaf, going to be getting good damage down. However, he may be being finished off. Oh, once these Kled gets knocked off of Skarl, he does a massive amount of damage, and Hashcode forced to back up. Those axes, not quite enough. He may be losing a lot of farm now.
Yeah, Hashcode on this Olaf going a little too ham in the early game, under tankiness and damage that Kled was bringing through. And look at the health difference now. While Olaf does trade better at low HP and does have a good amount of lifesteal, he's going to have to be really, really careful. King Kong Gun got the wave frozen in a pretty decent spot for himself right now. He's going to want to challenge for this a little bit and try not to get this shoved in because Tristana is absolutely garbage at farming under tower. But it does look like it is going to get shoved in. He's going to have to start autoing these really quickly to get that CS.
Yeah, maybe going to lose a little bit. Xayah already 11 farm there. But in the top lane, Hashcode has not backed, instead using that Corrupting Potion. But now 1v1 versus Prankuru. The minions are doing good damage to Prankuru as well. But that's going to be the Lee Sin coming up as well. Maybe they can finish him off, and it does. Homemade Pancakes coming in from behind, stealing away the enemy team's, I believe, blue buff, as it is Kai'Sa currently hanging out on a yet again Infernal Drake, ladies and gentlemen, for the first Drake of the game, as Xyle Flame is trying to solo it at the 3-minute mark of the game. The Alistar goes and they've got a knock up, but the double root down as well. Flash Force out from King Kong Gun, heal as well. Both of them are super low health, and the Kai'Sa is able to steal away the Infernal Drake. So it's Infernal traded for Kled's life in the top lane, but that almost, I mean, he's already 10 farm up as well. That, I say that's worth it.
Yeah, and looking at the fight in the bot lane, really, it's kind of exactly what I was talking about, that it was a level advantage. Gerbil goes in, and then as soon as they jump in, Pixel Bleach manages to get a huge root onto 2 members, forcing out both the heal and the flash. The ignite already down onto King Kong Gun. And that is just a crazy amount of pressure lost from the bot lane. That's what I was saying, that Xayah loves people engaging into her, whereas Gerbil really only has one option.
Go in.
Either go in or don't do anything else.
Well,
so
theoretically, that's 2 options.
Kind of countered themselves in that pick.
One of the other things that's interesting is you have to assume that Degenerate 5 actually knew kind of this is their plan all along, because they banned that Morgana as the 3rd ban in their picks and bans phase at the beginning. It meant that they actually had the opportunity to take her off the table, so there wasn't anything that could counter the Rakan going in. In the top lane, Hashcode looks like he's going to fall again. Kai'Sa starts to come up as well, but unneeded, as Kled is just going to solo Olaf down. And now 2-1, the Kled 1-1, in a lane in which he's already basically won, only lost his life the last time because Lee Sin showed up. Gerbil now maybe getting the stun onto Randuri, but he's just going to hop over. Nope, that's the engage. The stun goes down onto the Xayah. That's actually huge. The rocket as well. The jump from the Tristana, heal force out from Pixel Bleach, and the immediate response from King Kong Gun to hop back to safety. So some nice moves there, forces out the ignite and heal from the members of Degenerate 5, and not much loss on Fire Ferret's side. Really good plays as Homemade Pancakes comes to the top side. Xyle Flame is there as well. It's now 2v2, but Prankuru has already finished off the Lee Sin. Hashcode getting yanked back in by the Bear Trap on a rope, and 2 more kills to Degenerate 5, 4-1, and farm leads across the map.
Yeah, this is starting to spiral out of control pretty quick, and that's going to be the jump canceled from King Kong Gun.
Yeah, he is going to be falling down very shortly. Pixel Bleach flashes in to get the feather recall, and now Gerbil, he is a tanky cow, but he does no damage. Tries to get the stun. He's just running around in circles before he gets taken out. 6-1 with an Infernal Drake. At the 6-minute mark, they have been keeping on track with a kill per minute, and even their one farming weak lane of that mid lane, Avidity, has come out with this Karma in a farm advantage, pushing now 20 farm over the Karthus Dosab, who, as Karthus does struggle early game to collect farm unless he burns so much mana, and with those mana changes, is just having a hard time.
My lord, Pixel Bleach, oh my gosh, that he was dead to rights. If that charge went down, the Triumph proc saved his life there. The Flash E executing Tristana, who only needed one more auto attack to proc that charge, instead turning it around and getting a double kill for himself. That was beautiful play out of the ADC from D5. Love to see that.
Yeah, and
meanwhile,
now vision kind of being placed from both sides, trying to make sure they can see the enemy. Good wards from Fire Ferrets across the river, but we've seen them struggle and not having any vision on their side of the jungle, and so far Homemade Pancakes is mostly just trying to defend his team and really hold areas where they are starting to look weak. Xyle Flame's rockets only going to land on minions. Homemade Pancakes goes in. It is still a 2 versus 2 as Karma is here trying to get the shields. Homemade Pancakes immediately calls out Dosa, but the Olaf comes in with a teleport from the top lane, and that's going to be the second kill of the game for Fire Ferrets, cleaning off the Kaisa. However, she was able to jump in and finish off Homemade Pancakes before falling in the top lane. The engage stopped by Gerbil, but it doesn't matter because Rakan's already gone in, and that's the Xayah finishing off the Tristana. Pixel Bleach as well, finishing off Gerbil. It looks like Kled has charged his way down to the mid lane to guarantee a kill onto the Olaf, finishing him off solo. Bear Trap on a Rope going to miss onto Dosab, who's trying to get back, has done a little bit of damage, but Prankuru is taking almost nothing as there's no ability items on the Karthus, and he's just cleaned up. Degenerate 5, 100% in the lead, now over their kill per death meter at 11 kills at 8.5 minutes.
Have I told you that the dabbing penguin is my favorite emote?
I think you have before. Bot lane turret is going to fall. Emote. Degenerate 5 picking that one up, and that is just one of many turrets that are going to fall for them as they continue to stack up gold leads across the map. 19,000 gold to 12,000 gold. Huge for the Degenerate 5 team.
Wow, that is almost a 7,000 gold lead. Or, pardon, that is a 7,000 gold lead at 10 minutes or 9 minutes into the game. That is a substantial stomp right now. Xyle Flame 1 level up and is going to walk straight in, but Prankuru is here and he's gonna bait himself in. Hashcode trying to make something out of this, but Xyle Flame's gonna kite around. Is he gonna be able? No, he will not be able to take out the jungler. So that is going to be a 2-4-0.
Oh, boom! Dosab sneaks in at the end, finally getting himself a second kill of the game. 2 out of the 3 in the entire game for the side of Fire Ferrets. Maybe that Karthus ultimate is going to be the saving grace. He has now finally picked up the Lost Chapter, so he's going to have a little bit of ability power underneath his belt. But 3 members pushing in hard in the mid lane. Alistar coming up to try to defend as well as Tristana is going to be slow farming in the bottom lane. She is 20 farm down, so has a ways to go to catch up. Prankuru, though, the monster of this game, 5, 1, and 3. Banner of Command already finished by Karma in the mid lane. That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, Banner of Command, they're really looking to, like, smash this game wide open. That's going to be just tower taking galore. And there's a dead card.
Yeah, they've guaranteed 1. The flash from Dosab keeps him alive for a moment. Alistar falling very early in that gauge. Homemade Pancakes, shield dashing to the Karthus to make sure that he doesn't take too much more damage. But 3 members still hang out here in the mid lane. Kled finished the top lane turret already. Homemade Pancakes going to find a very fed Kled, and he's going to be pulled back in. 1 more auto attack, and the Tiamat gonna guarantee a kill, and this Kled just continues on. No fear. Skarl may be scared, but the Kled certainly isn't, as Prankuru now wants to 1v2 the unstoppable Olaf, trying to just get as much damage as he can. Doesn't even go over the wall, giving himself over, and that's going to be a second turret falling in the mid lane as they are now pushing a 2 kills per minute game. Degenerate 5 still just 100% in the lead.
Yeah, I think this one's just about over, Jake. It's 11 minutes in, and they're about to crack the inhibitor turret. How do you even clear super minions at 11 minutes? Tristana has a freaking pickaxe. How is she supposed to kill a super minion?
Yeah, game may just be over at this point as Gerbil's just going to grow in. He actually does able to finish off the Kaisa, getting credit for that one, as Dosab off to the sidelines trying to put a little bit of damage onto Pixel Bleach. They did finish off the inhibitor, but the re-engage from Fire Ferrets has given them 2. Homemade Pancakes not ready to give this one up, but he does follow through the Sonic Wave. The Lee Syndrome is real, and he kicks the Prankuru out of the slow from Hashcode, but he's going to find the undertow, slowing them down once again. The re-engage. Alistar goes in, but he has no mana, unable to find someone for the finish of the stun. And now Prankuru trying to finish off Hashcode, the shield, the heal. He survives with the flash as well. Prankuru trying to 1v4. Can he do it? No. Skarl going to be scared away. Dosab very low health, but survives for now. And Fire Ferrets picks a lot of well-needed gold in these shutdowns now, clearing off as the 8 and 2 Kled goes back to base. Renduri re-engages, going in. The Kai'Sa's here as well. 3 members. She's going to clean them all up, but King Kong's going to get his own before falling. And there's the Karthus ultimate. Not going to do much, but just damage the enemy team. And it kills Bloody, Banner of Command in the mid lane, pushing through. I'm not even sure on what, as the inhibitor has already fallen.
Yeah, they're probably just going to walk it straight down the mid lane. Pixel Bleach picking up a Ocean Drake for them, which is actually pretty good considering the amount of sieging they're probably going to be wanting to do with that Banner of Command. But is Pixel going to be able to take down this Drake? It looks like he is going to be able to do it. It was close. Probably the closest 1v1 we've seen this game. But it is going to be Hashcode taking down this bannered up caster minion. Not nearly as tanky as a bannered cannon. And that wave's not really going to do anything. So really they should probably ward up the bot side jungle, or both Fire Ferrets and D5 should be contesting vision around that bottom side. Or actually they're probably going to go for the Dancing Herald here and take wait, Hashcode's about to get executed.
Olaf trying to use that extra attack speed that he gets when he is very low health, but it is just too much damage from the siege minion at the 13-minute mark. Pistol Bleach even going to shove Homemade Pancakes out of the jungle. He does get kicked away, but the Ignite from Renduri going to clean that one up and guarantee yet another kill. Now 21 kills to 7. Thank you to the 1 vote. I could practically guarantee that it was Lucky Friday 13, but I appreciate you voting in the poll, voting for Degenerate 5, and it does appear that's going to be so, as Dosab going to give his life over once again, desperately trying to farm on the side lane, barely able to keep up with the Karma at this point in the game, who has done nothing but work towards building those supportive items. Renduri not even taking much damage from the turret, because this is so early on into the game, even the second tier turrets aren't going to do that much damage. Pixel Bleach may fall now as King Kong Gun going to get the grenade, but it's still not enough. That's some incredible play. Turret going to fall as well in the bottom lane, and Pixel Bleach survives because Renduri is just crazy. Rift Herald spawned towards the top lane, but the turret is already down to half health. Second tier turret going to fall, and there is nothing Fire Ferrets can do. This might be Dancing Shelly at this point.
Yeah, I am really thinking it's going to be a Dancing Herald with how strong the new Rift Herald is. You've got a full HP Rift Herald charging down that tower, and there's not a lot that Fire Ferrets can do about it. But there is going to be one last fight.
Yep, and that's going to be on Desile Flame, very low, maybe taken out, so the jungler is gone, but the ADC is still alive, both of them moving out from the base. Avidity now forced to back off. Rift Herald will fall, so we will not get a Dancing Herald, but Prankuru isn't done with this just yet, goes in, but the CC from Alistar Gerbil with the knockups, headbutt might be enough. The stun falls as well. Homemade Pancake going to clean up that one. Avidity being chased out as it is a supportive Karma in the mid lane, will fall with no damage. Lee Sin cleaning that one, but Renduri and Pixel Bleach are here, and that Xayah is crazy amounts of damage at this point in the game.
Yeah, that was a lot of burst damage, and it does look like that top inhibitor is going to be going down. There's not really anybody who can stop the lovers duo right here. Dosab gonna try his hand at it, but if he gets engaged on, he's going to evaporate faster than ice dropped on a Georgia sidewalk in summer.
I actually did that about a couple days ago. I did that. As Alistar going to go in, try to engage on the 2. Can't find the stun as Renduri going to charm up 3 people. Put some low health. The grenade ticking away. Alistar is gone. Pixel Bleach, he is exhausted, but continues to just deal the damage to Dosab. And even in a 2v2 situation, can they continue to get kills? The flash from King Kong Gun gives the life for the moment. The heal as well, trying to kite, but Renduri will not die. And now Pixel Bleach going to be doing that evaporation onto Dosab. One more auto attack will finish him off, and that's 2 more kills over to Degenerate 5's side, as they are now 31 kills at the 15-minute mark, continuing that double kill per minute ranking. The middle inhibitor has spawned, but it's going to be immediately cleared back up. The super minions continuing to pour into the base.
Yeah, so this is Homemade Pancakes probably going to die one more time. Yep, Avidity takes him out. Gerbil, the next target. Poor Gerbils. Why are you so mean to the Gerbils, D5? And it looks like King Kong Gun is the next target. He's gonna fall. Hashcode charging face first. He doesn't even care. There's a hopeless battle. He's gonna try and take him out. And Dosab's like sitting in the fountain like, bro, what are you doing? I want none of that.
I have my ultimate. That's the only spell that I've got to finish it off, but
I'm already dead. I don't want to die again. Wait, Don't
Degenerate,
kill me, please.
Degenerate 5 showed that they could complete a game when they were behind in the first game. They showed they could complete a game when they were a little bit ahead in the second game, and now they show utter and complete domination in Game 3, doing a quick, clean, and efficient, almost like a surgical knife, win over the Fire Ferrets, proving why they not only won Legends Series 1, but now are going to be the victors of Legends Series 2. Degenerate 5 Unstoppable will be your winners of the Legends Series 2 tournament, which is just incredible. So while we go to switch over and look at these stats on this, let's talk very briefly about across the players. Is there anyone that you would pull out specifically for Degenerate 5? We've had 6 weeks now of games. Who would you give for the MVP? Well, we can even throw an honorable mention. And for those of you who are on the stream that aren't a part of our streams that we usually do on Tuesday, Wraith and I cast every Tuesday random customs that anyone can join in. So if you enjoyed this and you want to be Shoutcast, you want to have that experience, be a part of the fun that this can be, have those hype games. Yes, we do put these games onto YouTube so that you could watch them, share them with friends as well. But if you're interested in it, you can join us on Tuesday. We give MVPs and honorable mentions for both sides when it comes to the players, the winning team and the losing team. In this case, for the winning team of Degenerate 5, having won a solid 3-0 over Fire Ferrets, who would you give honorable mention to and who would you give MVP to?
For these games specifically or for all of the series?
Across the series as a whole.
There are 3 standout members, I'd say. Prankuru, I would say, gets the honorable mention, and Xyleflame gets the MVP. That would be my initial bet right there. Xyleflame is responsible for a lot of his team's early game advantages, and Prankuru, even when he's put in a losing matchup, always at least goes even and oftentimes ends up getting an advantage for his team. He's pretty much an anchor in the top side of the map for his team. I would like to give a shout out to Pixel Bleach and Renduri though. Like, they've been a very solid duo in the bot lane, but not quite as powerful as Xyleflame and Prankuru, so that's why the MVP and honorable mention go over to them. Yeah, so I would definitely, I definitely think that those two deserve a little bit of recognition for the standout performance overall 6 weeks of this series.
Now, I would absolutely agree as well. Prankuru was a huge powerhouse in those games. Even game 1, when he was playing on the tank Shen, coming from behind the team, picking up, I believe it was 2 kills and assisting in a third, really showed that he knew when to engage and how to keep a fight going for his team's favor. But over on Fire Ferret's side, is there anyone that, not necessarily MVP, but just anyone in particular that stood out to you as this is a guy who's going places, he's done a really good job solidly over the course of the whole season? Who would you pick for just overall a solid player?
Yeah, Homemade Pancakes, hands down. Pretty much every game he was a part of, his ganks were solid. The ones that they won, he was in a commanding lead, and he just had so much pressure in just about every single game. And even when they were behind, you saw him making plays on the Lee Sin, or at least trying to. So he's a kind of jungler who's always being proactive even when he's behind. So yeah, Homemade Pancakes would definitely be a solid shout out in my book.
Pixel Bleach comments in the comments as well that King Kong Gun played a solid game in game number 1 and game number 2, even though he did a lot less overall damage and work in game number 2. It was a kind of an odd overall picks for Fire Ferrets, and so they did end up losing that. But I have thrown it out. It doesn't appear there's going to be a response for an interview with one of the players of Degenerate 5. So I think that will be it for us tonight. But if we go to do any more tournament games like this, there's potential that either late this or early this fall or sometime we will be doing more tournaments like this. It most likely will be on a Friday night, not a Saturday night, moving forward into the future. If you're interested in this sort of stuff, please leave a comment both in the Twitch chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave a comment on the YouTube as well. Let us know what you liked about the series as a whole. Let us know what you didn't like, what you want changed potentially as well. Zyoflame, I'll interview. Wasn't paying attention. Okay, well, let's pull Zyoflame in for a minute and see what he has to say. Wraith's camera's going to mess up for just a second, but I'm going to see how complicated is it going to be to add. Let's see here. Can I get Zyoflame in here? There we go. Looks like we are going to be picking up a call with Zyoflame.
Hello.
Hey, Zyoflame.
What's up, man?
Thank you for joining us after game number 3. Congratulations, and to your team for playing an incredible job. Degenerate 5 winning the entire Legend Series 2. You guys have done an amazing job. Even when games look like you're going to lose, you still come back for a win, especially after like game 1 where things weren't going so well. What would you say is one of the major factors as to why your team just came out so strong every time?
I would say that our main strength, we have sort of different strengths in different points of the game. Our bot lane, we generally play around top side early game, and so we have, you know, Pranker holding it down in top lane, and we usually get advantages on that side. And then later on the game goes, our bot lane gets more and more effective because our support is really good at playing playmakers, and our AD carry is like pretty solid team fighting. So even games where we like get behind bot side, maybe we generally come back. So I would say that's sort of what we focus on most of the time.
And it seemed to be very effective for you guys. I definitely saw a lot of that playmaking toward the top side. Yeah, and I remember that me and Lord Reeves were duoing a few weeks back, and we ran into you guys in Norms one time on our team and one time on the enemy team, and we definitely felt the top side focus there. Prankuru came out, he was playing Aatrox and came out of lane with like 10 kills and 0 deaths. I move over, we're doing decently on the bot side of the map. I'm like, you know, I got 3 kills. Reeves is doing okay, and then I look top side. I'm like, wait, our inhibitor's exposed, and it's 15 minutes into the game. How did that happen?
So let me ask you, Zyoflame, for you overall, especially in game number 1, your team looked extremely coordinated. There was a lot of times where they collapsed really, really well. A lot of times where they were making a few more complicated moves. Who's the shot caller for your team, and why is that so effective for what you guys do when it comes to these games?
I would say that I would say that I'm the main shot caller. At least today I was. But a lot of the coordination is not just for me. We actually do more of like a group shot calling method where everyone's giving input and like looking for plays around the map. I wouldn't say that we have like a very strict shot calling hierarchy or anything. But yeah, it definitely, I think what it is decisiveness. When we see a play that we think that we can go for, we don't hesitate. We rotate very quickly, and we respond to calls very, very well. So I think that's the main point when it comes to that.
Well, again, you guys have done an incredible job. I do want to ask one more question, and that is, now that you are the winners of Legend Series 1 and 2, you more than likely will be coming back if there is a Legend Series number 3, but is there anything else that you see as a long-term goal for Team Degenerate 5 as a whole? Because you guys are obviously very solid. You've played a bunch, the last 6 weeks. You're looking really, really good. Are you looking at taking Degenerate 5 to any next level besides just Legend Series 3?
LCS.
It's funny that you ask, because just recently, just about a week ago, we picked up a coach who we're actually super excited about. He's really smart, and he's seems like a really, really talented guy. So we're definitely gonna start playing more scrims, playing more online tournaments, and starting to like break out more into the scene with the help of our new coach. So yeah, I can definitely see us going places.
Do you have a shout out for him, a name that you want to call out?
Yeah, your boy Tyler, dude.
The boy Tyler. Yeah.
Doran Martell on League. He's a really talented coach, and we're really excited to work with him.
Well, we hope that Tyler can take you to the next level. And as always, if you guys are interested, I'm sure that Tyler was watching tonight. But if you're interested as a whole from Degenerate 5 coming back and playing any scrims on the stream, we look forward to that, or potentially seeing you in Legends Series 3. Wraith, any other questions before we let Xyleflame go?
No, I think we covered it pretty well. A pleasure watching you guys and casting this series. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
And we look forward
Bye.
to seeing you in the future. Have a great one.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out and for just enjoying the stream overall. There's a bunch of you. Again, if you follow the stream, you can join us on Tuesday nights when we do these castings for anyone who plays. But for us, for tonight, Legends Series 3, won by Degenerate 5. It has been a wonderful 6-week series, and we look forward to seeing if there is going to be a Series 3, what that holds in the future, and potentially if there's any opportunity for other tournament series if that isn't going on. We'll let you guys know. If you join the Discord down below, you can actually join us on that for any updates on future games. Let us know when we go live, and join in the conversation that's constantly happening about just general plays. And we put together teams. We had a Clash time. It was a blast as well when we did the Clash thing. Wraith, any last comments to close us out?
I don't think so, Jake. I've really enjoyed casting this series, and I hope we do it another time.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you'll join us for a fantastic time. We'll see you all next time. Thank you for the followers of both Volkias and Overshot Mike. I know that I didn't have the alert running tonight. I appreciate you guys following, and we'll see you all Tuesday night. Have a great one.
All right.